Anyway, what should we talk about today? I have a feeling that this show is not going to be very good.
Meagan, that's not true. Meagan, that's not true. Already really good because we're bursting with energy and ideas.
Yes.
And we're refreshed.
That's right.
There's this poem, and he says that the buds of spring are o'er-brimming their clammy shells, and that's what we're doing.
Why do you have poetry memorized? Why?
I was an English major, Meagan.
Oh, I don't have paintings memorized. Weirdo.
Yes,
Actually,
you
I
do. So no, it's because I just liked that poem. I mean, it's about Jesus.
Aren't they all?
But what I'm saying is that you and I we are o'er-brimming our clammy shells with ideas.
I wish you wouldn't refer to me as a clammy shell. I don't like it. And I don't think Jesus likes it either. Okay, should we start the show? I guess we did already. Welcome to Text Me Back, the only show that is definitely a real podcast that makes episodes.
You know, honestly, I genuinely deeply missed our podcast during our vacation, and I went back and was listening to the archives, and I listened to some really old ones, and I was like, "What? Damn, these were professional. We used to do a tagline and
I know, not
I'm
anymore.
Not even talking KOW. I'm talking early days of independent podcasts. We'd be
because we were trying to be legit.
Yeah, we'd be like, "Welcome to Text Me Back, the only podcast that has a tagline, and we know it, and we're saying it."
Here it is. And I'm Meagan Hatcher-Mays. We used to billboard. We used to say what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, let's do it. Today on the show,
yes,
we're going to do some tidings.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be BBWs. We're going to do some BBW business, Better Businesswomen. And then we're going to talk about our New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, we are.
Should
we start with, that is correct. I'm checking my answer key.
Yep.
And that is correct. Those are the segments. Those are the segments for today. Should we start with our big businesswoman update?
Yes.
Okay, get into it.
Although,
business. Business.
That's our business. We have a BBW jingle. Lindy, would you like to tell the people more about our new jingle?
That's our first order of business, as that we have a BBW jingle composed, recorded, performed by our in-house composer, Aluo. That was my Christmas present. That was one of my main Christmas presents from Dear Sweet Ahamefle. He made us a BBW theme song for the history books. I mean, it's really, really incredible.
It's really good. It captures the vibe of business, I think, perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Really big business.
Yep.
And women, I would say.
Yeah. And it captures our vibe as people, I think. It's got a real oh yeah.
Beautiful.
It's got that vibe, which I think we really embody. Can we hear that? Can we hear it one more time?
Yeah. And action.
Business. Business.
I like that the business is kind of noir at the end.
Yeah, well, it's got that noir flavor like our Snake of the Week jingle.
I was going to say, it's a little bit like, hang on.
Snake of the Week.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the husbands.
The husbands are popping off. The husbands are watching a lot of Casablanca or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's great.
So thank you to Ahamefle. It brought me Christmas cheer. It made the Yuletide gay.
Extremely. I was so desperate to think of some business so that we could use the song, and then I was like, the existence of the song is a piece of business.
The song is its own business.
There you go.
Yeah.
I guess we could be like, make sure to subscribe to the Patreon, which you should, by the way, because we actually literally can't make the show unless you subscribe to the Patreon. So if you could go do that, that would be sensational.
We would love it so much if you would subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/
Text Me Back Pod.
And also, you should buy some of our merch, which you can
should buy some of our
find.
merch.
It's linked all over the Patreon.
All over the Patreon, all over our link tree. We've got shirts. We've got Kayak Dad sweatshirts. We have mugs now.
Yeah.
We're working on some new stuff. We're working on pins, but the stuff that we do have is great. Oh, we have tote bags.
Yep.
So,
and I have
purchase.
two sensational t-shirt ideas that I can only afford to execute if you guys buy some of the existing t-shirts.
Is it the one of them the one that I sent you yesterday?
Yeah. Do you want to? No, I like.
Yeah.
I feel like we workshopped it. Meagan sent me this t-shirt. She said we should do this. We should sell this in the store. It says, "I farted. That's as close to giving a shit as you're gonna get." Which is
it's
really
like one
good.
of those shirts that you see like on like Facebook that's like, my mama's from Tennessee, my daddy's from Alabama, I get my attitude from my grandma, and we shoot guns.
It's one of those like auto-generated like AI shirts.
Yeah, it was I farted. My mama farted and my daddy shit. My grandma doesn't wash her behind. And
we
love Alabama football.
Oh, not the Georgia Bulldogs.
No, not the Georgia.
If anyone's watching, we don't have time to do a what we're watching today, but if anyone's watching the Later Daters, don't
give us a ring.
Do not bring that lady. Don't bring Susanna
not
Date if he does not support Georgia Bulldogs.
If this man is talking about Roll Tide, think again, because we're for the Georgia Bulldogs in this house.
If she brings up Georgia Bulldogs one more time,
I
listen to a podcast with Matthew McConaughey. But we didn't billboard what you're watching. We're not doing what you're watching.
We're not doing what you're watching. But that's our business.
Next week, maybe we talk about Later Daters on what you're watching.
Oh, you know what we're working on? Here's a business update. We are working on creating ad-free listening for $8 and above Patreon subscribers. That is coming soon. And I feel like if I say it on the podcast, that will force me to actually set it up.
Yep.
And we will have audio-only versions of the Shrill Rewatch, which we just finished season 1 of. So,
yay. And we're going to start season 2. Let's not let our fields lie fallow again, Meagan.
Yeah, our clamshells are bursting with ideas for Shrill season 2. So.
I'm really excited for you to watch it because you've never seen it.
I've never seen it. Yeah, I'm excited to watch it too. It better not suck ass. So.
Some parts of it are really funny.
Okay. And that concludes our business.
Business. Business.
Little
Okay.
bass clarinet there at the end. You might have thought that was a saxophone. That's a bass clarinet.
Why would I ever think it was anything but a bass clarinet? Didn't you used to play the? Or no, you
sure
used to play
did, Meagan. Sure did play the bass clarinet. That's how I can recognize its beautiful tone.
Dulcet tones. Yeah. Okay. Should we tide?
Roll Tide.
Roll damn tide.
Glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings.
I hope
Roll damn tidings.
I hope all the Georgia Bulldogs die. Not really. It's satire about the Netflix original series Later Daters.
Excuse me, the Michelle Obama executively produced Netflix original Later Daters. This man was talking about fucking around in Atlanta in front of Michelle Obama.
Yeah. She handpicked George for the show.
I think she did too. But you'll find out more about that next week. How was your holiday?
It was really nice. I mean, it was like really stressful and I'm tired.
Sure.
However, because it's just like, it doesn't stop, life.
I know, they keep making you do it, even when it's Christmas.
Yeah, they keep making you do it. The house keeps getting messy no matter what you do.
Stuff keeps getting left places, even on Christmas.
The laundry. Here's the thing I don't understand.
People still have dirty underpants even on Christmas.
Yeah, what the hell? The laundry pile gets bigger and bigger. If
Why
you don't
would you let this happen?
I don't know. Even if you're not doing any loads of laundry, somehow it grows. That's not fair to me. It's not fair to the people of America. So, I just feel like I've been running around a little bit, and okay, but I had a great holiday season. I did get a Christmas tree. I got a small pink Christmas tree. I did decorate it. Like, I managed to do a little bit of stuff. We had fires in the fireplace.
That's so cozy.
I baked. I know. I baked several batches of cookies.
Nice.
I had cookie baking. You got to come to town next December, Meagan, and come to the Scoutgrud Cousin Kroomkaka Fest.
I always see the photos of the Kroomkaka Fest and get so jealous because I love a kaka.
When's the last time you even had a kaka, Meagan?
Oh my God, probably your wedding, actually, because you had a wedding.
No, that's Kranzakaka. Kroomkaka.
Oh, Kroomkaka
is the one where it's rolled up like a taquito.
Yes, you can
roll it like
forever.
A waffle cone. Yeah, so next Christmas you got to come to Kaka Fest, which is where me and my cousins and my mom and my aunt, we get together and we make Norwegian Christmas cookies. It's primarily Kroomkaka. Nobody made a Kranzakaka this year. Too much work.
It's so hard.
Yeah. Anyway, so I did that. I made buttermilk biscuits because I had some old buttermilk left over. My first batch, a little tough. My second batch, perfect.
Oh, you love to see
Soft, crumbly. So I think that was my Christmas.
That sounds nice. Did you get any nice presents?
Yeah, I got the Better Businesswoman jingle. I got a watercolor set. Like a Ham got me a whole, it's like watercolor, like fancy stuff, like nice brushes, fancy paper, fancy paints, like markers, a whole thing so that I could do art. And Roya got me so many good things. Roya got me a sparkly garbage can for my car that like hooks, because she's clearly like,
okay, I love that it's practical and it's a read. She was like, here's your garbage can. Ugh.
Hey,
not stepping foot in your car until you put this in it.
I've noticed that you treat your car as a garbage can. What if you put a smaller garbage can inside your garbage can, and then the bigger garbage can could be a car again? So she gave me that. She gave me, okay, here's honestly my best gift of the year. Roya gave me a jar of special honey butter that she got at like the fancy food store. And you might say, well, isn't honey butter just honey and butter? Yes.
Yeah, but you might say that.
Somehow they made it also has like heavy cream in it and like the right amount of salt, and it's so good.
That sounds really good.
I've been putting it on everything. So honey butter was a big highlight for me. I'm blanking on everything else. Oh no, Roya got me oh my God, Roya got me a whole like set of stuff for baking. She got me a Norwegian baking cookbook.
Oh, nice.
A beautiful like marble rolling pin.
Oh,
so you can like keep it in the freezer and it won't melt your pastry dough.
I love that.
I know. And then she got me a springform pan. I don't know. It was very sweet.
That's so nice.
Yeah. How about you?
What did I do? Oh, you know what I love to do every year? I like to grab my handle of Pennsylvania Dutch. I like to put on, well, this year, you know what I wore as my cozy sweatshirt was my brand new Kayak Dad cozy sweatshirt. And I wore it for the whole holiday season. Very cozy.
It's really soft.
Make sure you go get your Kayak Dad sweatshirt. It's worth the bucks because they're very cozy. And I made Samin Nosrat's buttermilk roasted chicken. I roasted a whole ass chicken. And it was like my best one yet.
Oh,
you know,
good job.
It was crazy. It tasted
I saw
so
the
good.
pics.
So juicy, you know, the buttermilk just brines it.
Yeah.
Freaking perfect. It was so good. And I made macaroni and cheese. And normally I make Chrissy Teigen's macaroni and cheese.
You know what? Can I say something? I like her.
Yeah. I like that.
Her. Yeah.
I like that. I feel like people got mad at her because she tried to tell a relatable story about how she made a mistake at a restaurant by... She's like, it was so crazy. We accidentally ordered an $18,000 bottle of wine. And everyone was like, oh my God, what did you do? And she's like, oh, we paid for it. And then we left. And I was like, oh, well, that's not that relatable to me, Christine, but that doesn't make you a bad person, you know?
People try to act like they're offended by that story. I love that story. That is rich people's greatest service that they can provide is tell me some stupid rich people shit that you did.
What's the dumbest rich person thing you ever did in your life? But and she has one where you use like Gruyere and you use American cheese and cheddar, and it's really, really good. And you can make your own croutons, although I almost never do that, like for the top. So this time I was at the Whole Foods and I was like looking at the cheese section, and this Whole Foods guy was like, "Can I help you find anything?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna make some mac and cheese and I'm just looking at my options here." And he's, "Can I tell you something? Go over to the other cheese section and get this herbed cheese." And first he goes, "This is for adults or for kids?" And I was like, "This is for adults. No children will be consuming this." And he's like, "Okay, great. Go to the other cheese section." And he told me about this cheese. I wish I had the name of it. I'll put it in the show notes. And it's like this herbed cheese. It was so good. I got that, and I did get the American. You have to have American cheese in there,
for the emulsification.
Yes, for the creaminess, for the emulsification, you got to have it. And then I got my little Gruyere, and then I got like a fancier, like Irish cheddar, and of course, but I have to use Tillamook because what are you doing if you're not busting out the greatest cheese, the greatest commercial cheese?
I was just thinking. I had a long thought the other day about those big Tillamook bricks, and I was like, that's my body type.
Yeah.
I was like, that's like, if there's something that I relate to, like where I see myself in an object, it's one of those,
big square.
the Tillamook bricks. Ugh.
They didn't used to sell Tillamook on the East Coast, so I used to buy one every time I came home and bring it back. And one time I got stopped at airport security and everyone was very tense. And they were like, "Ma'am, do you want to tell us what's in your bag? If it's something serious, you have to tell us." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "What do you have in your bag?" And I was like, "Can you be more specific? Like, are you mad about liquids or something else? Like, are you mad about like the lotion size?" Because it wasn't even crossing my mind that cheese would read as something bad, but it's just like a black mass on the screen. So I guess they thought it was like an IED, and I was like, "It's a Tillamook, dude." I've never done it since. I've never bought cheese out there ever again. But now they have it here, so it's like not that big of a deal. But I was like, "Oh my God." I almost got fucking 86 from flying for the rest of my life over some Tillamook brick cheese.
You're probably on a list for that.
Well, they let me get pre-check, so I must not be that evil. Although I should probably be on a list because I do fight with TSA guys all the time. But anyways, the point is, and I really do need to stop fighting with men, but we can talk about that during our resolution section. Anyway, so I made my mac and cheese with this herbaceous cheese. It was my best one yet. It was so good. And I made a huge thing of it. So it lasted for like 4 days after, even when it was getting unemulsified and greasy, it was still so good. And then I had my P-Dutch, and then my husband and I died.
Yeah.
We got liver failure from all of that and we passed away. So it was a really very successful Christmas.
I just remembered something important.
Yes.
I did treat myself this Christmas. So there's a bakery in Seattle called Temple Pastries that's like very fancy and beautiful, and I am obsessed with them. And they sell beef Wellington every year. And it's like a streetwear brand that does a drop where you have to it's like Taylor Swift tickets or whatever. Like you have to
Temple Bakery X Beef Wellington Supreme.
Yeah, exactly. But you gotta be on the mailing list. You get the email. You gotta freaking smash that link. And you gotta buy it as fast as you can because they sell out. So this year I was like, I'm gonna get one, and indeed I did. I made a couple of mistakes. One, I was so stressed about getting my hands on this beef Wellington that I was like, what size do I need? I don't know, medium. There's small, medium, and large. So I got a medium. Then later I'm like, serve 6 people, because I got just me and Aham and Roya's vegan. Oh well. And then my second mistake was that I don't know if this was my mistake or not, but you have to bake it, there's a time estimate, and then but also it's you have to test the temperature of the meat with a meat thermometer. So we have a fancy meat thermometer that has a wire that, so you put the probe in and then it comes out of the oven. Yeah. So we use that. And I think that maybe that putting the meat thermometer in broke the structural integrity of the pastry. Like it broke the seal. And so the pastry split and like slid down the sides, which was very disappointing. However, I am pleased to report that this was the best fucking thing I have ever eaten in my life. And I don't even really want to be a beef girl anymore. Although, you know what?
Because
I don't have
of
to be
your brainworms, yeah.
It's my brainworms.
About food and animals having faces and thoughts.
I love those guys. I love those animals, man. But you know, it doesn't even matter because the beef was amazing. But like,
I'm sure that cow died naturally. And he probably said in his will that he wanted to be made into a beef Wellington. That's probably what happened.
He loves the spirit of Christmas. And he was like...
That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, moo, send my loin to Lindy West. So, yeah, it was like so the way a beef Wellington works is it's like a fillet, so it's like a long tube of fillet. Filet mignon. And then it's wrapped in a mushroom duxelle, which is like mushrooms chopped super tiny, and then I'm sure there's a French way to pronounce that, I don't know, and then made into almost like a paste, and then they form that around the log, and then they put prosciutto around that to seal in, so the prosciutto's kind of like nature's plastic wrap, like to seal in the beef juices so that the beef juices don't soak into the beautiful puff pastry that then goes around the outside and seals up together, and then you bake it and it's perfect. So anyway, yeah, the combination of the pastry and the mushroom, and let's be honest, probably the prosciutto. Sorry, pigs.
And
the beef. I don't know.
It's all the stuff together.
Anyway,
the situation.
Because I ordered the medium, we had 3 days of beef Wellington. It did cost like $250.
Whatever.
One time I put my wallet on top of my car with $80 in it and drove away, and my wallet fell in the gutter and I never got it back. And so like, that's a bigger waste. You know what I mean?
Sure. That makes a lot of sense to compare those two things, I think. Yeah. Oh, and then for my presents, I got an electric toothbrush. So good. My dentist is going to be so proud of me. I have a dentist appointment next week because I never get my teeth cleaned. And also I have a fucking food trap in my back molar. And I've been dealing with it for 3 years because the only way to fix it is just to get the cavity refilled, like to fix the filling. And there's nothing on planet Earth more heinous than having them drill into your tooth, because it might as well be through your eyeball into your brain. Yeah. It vibrates your whole skull. I don't care for it. So what I've been doing instead is just getting food caught in my tooth and bringing a little flosser with me everywhere I go to get it out. But it's time. It's time to fix the food trap. So I'm very pleased with my electric toothbrush. I'm pleased I'm going on this journey of oral hygiene in the year of 2025. Looking forward. And I got my husband a new shower head that I got influenced about on Instagram.
Cute.
So, it was a cute Christmas.
I want to say something about electric toothbrush.
Go on.
I also am having an electric toothbrush essence.
Yes.
And a few weeks before Christmas, I said to Roya, Roya, what I would like for Christmas is an electric toothbrush, because my dentist is on my case for years now. And I'm like, and the reason that I don't go out and get myself an electric toothbrush is because I know that in this house, I have all the components of a working it's just, they're all scattered to the winds. I don't know how to figure out which new brush head fits on which thing that I have. And I was like, Roya, for Christmas, will you help me figure out how to reassemble whatever toothbrush technology is in this house? Yeah. Meagan, within 3.5 minutes,
she found them all.
Roya had found everything. She found an unopened package of toothbrush heads. She put the toothbrush head on. She plugged it in. She said, here you go.
I don't know what you did before she fixed your whole life.
I mean, literally, like, I used to use my electric toothbrush all the time. And then it needed a replacement head.
And it was over.
I didn't know how to do that. And then it was over.
Yeah. Here's what I would like to say. And here is why I cherish my husband a great deal. He not only bought me the brush, he bought me like a year's worth of replacement heads, all in one box together. It's not possible to lose them. There's no brainestroni that can get barrier that could get between me and swapping out the brush heads. It was a perfect gift. I was like, yes, in 2026, we might run into some trouble. But for this year, I am cared for with this toothbrush. And here's the worst part. The stupid dentist was right. You brush your teeth with one of them things. You were like, what was I even doing
Oh my
before?
God.
That was trash mouth before.
It was trash.
My teeth, sparkling, smooth, no
Meagan.
plaque. Squeaka, 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 said my tooth to you. It was amazing. It's amazing.
Oh.
We're flourishing. Nothing bad is going to happen to us in the year of 2025.
It's a Christmas miracle,
I
Meagan.
think we can all agree. And that is our holiday tidings. Do we
That's
have
our
anything
holiday
else?
tidings.
Also, this is kind of like a I can fix her too. I think we're both fixed. And I would like
Yeah.
to reiterate what I just said. Nothing bad can happen to us now. Okay. We have a song and we have a toothbrush.
Yep.
We're good.
If anything bad starts to happen, I'm just going to say,
I'm just going to flick my plaque juice
Scrub it away.
Oh, that's nasty. Why did I say that?
I don't know. You're gross. And I'm normal.
Well, up next, we're going to talk about something else that I already forgot what it was.
Resolutions,
tuned.
Meagan.
Oh.
Resolutions.
Yes, this show's going great. Okay, we don't have a resolutions jingle, but you know what we do have?
Pig DNA.
Okay, well, it's the new year. You're listening to this on January 9th. We recorded it on January 2nd, though, so the year is still very fresh for us. Although this year got off to a very stinky start. Everyone went insane.
I mean, wait,
Trucks
Meagan,
are exploding. People are committing crimes. You do hate to see it.
we recorded this on January 6th, Meagan. Hashtag alibi.
Boy, I sure hope Antifa doesn't show up again.
We were recording this all day, this podcast, all day.
You hear that, National Guard? You hear that, Army?
But really, New Year,
Anyway.
new us. New Year, new us. New Year,
Yeah,
new,
we're
new
totally-
nation.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going great.
The new year is still a baby, and by the end of the year, it will be an old man, and then the old man will welcome the new baby. But for now, it's this baby. You know what I'm saying?
Give us a little baby cry.
Ah!
Okay, now give us an old man's cry.
Ah! That's just my normal voice. But the year is fresh. I guess it's probably toxic to be like, this is my New Year's resolution.
Well, that's why we're
Um,
doing it as satire.
Yeah, we're doing a satiric, we're doing, what did they say? New Year's affirmations.
Oh,
okay.
that's nice.
So we're going to start by reviewing how we did on last year's affirmations. Do you remember
Yeah.
what yours was?
Yes, I do. And I want to say, after we do this, after we review last year's, I think that we should read some of our Text Me Backolytes
Oh, yes.
resolutions
Yeah.
for the coming year, and then
Yes.
we'll do ours.
Yes, sounds good.
And we can rate theirs on a scale of 1 to 10.
Ooh.
how good are they
Damn.
there? Yeah.
Well, we're about to get your ass, girls.
Yep, get ready. Okay, but so my resolution last year was the same as it is every year, which was to stop believing that inanimate objects have feelings.
Yeah, how did you do last year?
Terribly.
Yes.
Terribly. I did every year I
Correct.
do worse than the year before.
Yep.
I did very bad. Although, you know what? No, you know what? I did okay. I want to celebrate my victories and stay in a positive space.
Yeah.
I threw away quite a few socks with holes in them.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
the holes are like their little eyes.
Meagan? Good. You know, even just yesterday, I was out in the yard picking up a granola bar wrapper that Barry had stolen and run away with. And then I found a pair of my underwear that Barry had stolen and run away with
for
that
him.
has, I think, been in the yard for maybe a month. And I found them. And first of all, there were some people over using the hot tub, like some of our neighbors who had just done a polar plunge, and then I let them come over to use the hot tub, and it was fun and cute. And then they were like, "Oh, haha, is that another sock that Barry stole?" Because he had stolen one of their socks. And then I said, yes. And I lied, like I was embarrassed that he had stolen my underwear. I said, yes, it's a sock.
You don't want your neighbors to know that you even wear underwear.
No, they can't know because it would be
shatter the illusion of who you are.
Exactly. They think that I wear, linen pantaloons underneath my petticoats. But yeah. But you know what I did with those underwear? Those underwear, I've had them for years. They've been very loyal to me. I tossed those in the trash.
A good friend.
Look at you. They were in a dog's mouth and then they sat in the mud for a month.
They were covered in insects probably.
Yeah,
that's not for putting near your booty.
No, I can't be rehabilitating every freaking pair of panties that gets lost in the yard. So I would give myself a 3 out of 10 actually on that resolution.
That's not bad because you're at like 0 out of 10 last year.
Yeah. I did do this thing where I bought a little plastic horse.
Uh-huh. Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah. It's one of those big horses with the bell bottoms because I feel
Clydesdale.
If I was going to ride a horse, this is the only kind that would probably survive.
Did you ever go to St. Louis? Did you ever visit me there?
No.
Because you can do a tour of the Anheuser-Busch factory and all the Clydesdales are there. So you can meet the Clydesdales from the commercials. Yes.
Okay.
Go right now.
Okay.
We just need like 10 people to sign up for the Patreon and we can go to St. Louis.
Okay. If you want me and Meagan to go to St. Louis and pet a bell-bottom horse, sign up for the Patreon. But so I bought this at a drugstore in Montana. Because the farm kids like to collect these horses. And by the way, if you do subscribe to our Patreon and you watched my Montana thrift haul, you already saw this horse. But then I felt guilty about taking this horse away from all its friends and family on the shelf of plastic horses. And so then I had to also get a baby donkey.
Is that a donkey?
Yeah, it's a baby donkey.
Oh, it's a baby. Yeah,
it's a baby donkey. It's a small plastic baby donkey to be friends.
What are their names?
With my horse. I haven't named them yet. If you have a suggestion for the names for my baby donkey and bell-bottom horse.
Put it in the Discord. Only
Yep.
Patreon subscribers get to name the horse and the donkey and her best friend who is a donkey.
Yeah. So that's
cute.
my
3 out of 10.
I did 3 out of 10. So what I don't remember what your
mine was.
Yeah.
What do you think it was?
Yours was to stop screaming in people's faces that you're from Seattle.
I'm pleased to report I got it on a technicality. Just to say, this thing happens where I just feel like maybe it's just because of the era that I grew up in Seattle. It was basically like a small town. Nobody was from there and nobody had ever heard of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until like Ken Griffey Jr. guest starred on The Simpsons. Like before that, Seattle didn't exist to the wider world. So to me, it's still like a novelty to run into somebody on the East Coast who is from there or from around there. And I always find it so exciting to be like, oh my God, I'm from Seattle. And nobody gives a shit as much as I do. Nobody cares. It's immediately awkward. Everybody hates it. And I'm like, really? You don't want to do this with me?
They should care.
You don't want to talk about like what neighborhood you grew up in and
Dave Niehaus.
You don't want to talk about get the salami. No, grab the mustard. It's a grand salami. You don't want to talk about salami with me? You don't want to talk about salami with me? And nobody cares. Only I care. Okay, which is outrageous. But anyways, here's what I will say. I got it on a technicality because I really didn't leave my house for like 12 months straight.
When you did, you came to Seattle. So that you can't.
That's the only time I ever, literally the only time I left my house was to go to Seattle, Washington. And it's not as much fun to do it there.
No.
Everybody is there. They don't care. So sure. Was it partially due to a depressive episode that I didn't recognize until like November? Yeah. But I still did it. 10 out of 10. Didn't make anybody uncomfortable by leaving my house and demanding they tell me where they went to high school in Seattle. Washington.
You know what's funny?
Nailed it.
Our month off like cured your depressive episode and it caused mine. Oh no.
Oh no. Just last year was a trip and these things sneak up on you and then all of a sudden you're like, I haven't left my house in 6 months. Oh, no. Anyway, we love to laugh, don't we, folks? But no, I didn't make anyone uncomfortable by demanding they tell me what neighborhood they grew up in, or if we have any mutual friends, or where they went to high school. You're welcome.
We got some
You're
new
welcome.
neighbors that are remodeling the house next door, and we had them over for like coffee, and they live in Seattle. They're not from Seattle, but they have lived there for a while, and so they were like, we have like 3 sons or whatever, and I was like, where'd they go to high school? But they were like, well, they're 27. Like I was like, I wouldn't have known. They were like, Ballard?
There's no.
Do you know
I don't
anyone
even know.
from the Ballard high school class of 2014?
19.
They were like,
No, I guess I don't.
no.
Can I say that I did actually do it not last year, but a couple years. Actually, it was, you know where it was at? It was at the fancy holiday party that I went to several years ago.
Oh.
I bumped into Pramila Jayapal and I was like, oh, it's really nice to meet you. You're actually my hometown congresswoman. She's, oh, am I? And she was like excited to chat with me. And I was like, yeah, I went to Garfield. I had such a great time at Garfield. I love Garfield. And she was like, okay. Like, this is no shade to her because I'm sure she was like, oh, we've done enough. So I even did it to Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal.
Yeah.
And even she was like, all right, girl.
She's paid to have a good reaction to that.
She's paid to care about Seattle.
care.
And she was like, please shut up. No, I mean, I am projecting onto her. She
No, I'm
is
sure she was lovely.
She was wonderful. And when I saw her again several years later at a Supreme Court thing, she was very nice to me. She recognized me. And we're friends now.
And she said, "Go Bulldogs."
She said, "Go Bulldogs." That's what she said. She did not say that. I regret to inform. So that was my last year success.
Remember how when we were in high school, one of the counselors slammed the other counselor's hand in the door?
Yes, I do remember. We had a wild high school career. It's weird because when I say I had a great time there, that's not really true. It's just that I feel like our high school experience, it was not like, it's not like there was like a hierarchy of bullies like you see in the movies and you know what I mean? So it was just different. But every adult was committing a series of deranged crimes while we were there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Every single person that was supposed to care for the youths were like beating each other up.
Yeah.
Overstepping boundaries to varying degrees. It was just like, oh. But then I'm like, but I met some of my best friends there. We're all still best friends.
I have no complaints. But it was, you don't think of the 90s as being like lawless, but they kind of were.
They were. People were just doing what teachers specifically were just doing motherfucking whatever.
All right. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time.
We will. Shall we hear what the Text Me Backolytes are
Yes.
getting up to in 2025?
The Text Me Backolytes, first of all, if you're not in the Discord, it's so freaking cute in there.
It is so cute in there. Should we say they did like a secret set? They did a secret Satan, and we didn't even set it up. I feel like we are totally incidental to the Text Me Back. Just if I'm being honest, there's a lot of cute friendships forming in there. Somebody got a really cute cat for Christmas, like an unbelievable, like really fancy, beautiful cat. They're setting up secret Satan, sending each other presents.
Yeah,
all that could be yours for the low cost of a Patreon subscription, friends.
It's people are supporting each other emotionally through job interviews and, emotional like parenting questions. And it's just like, it's a beautiful community. And actually, Caitlin, who organized Secret Santa / Secret Satan and did all the work. And then I was like, sent her a message and I was like, Caitlin, can I send you a present for organizing Secret Satan? And then she was like, the podcast is all the present that I need. And I was like, Caitlin, I need to write her back and be like, let me send you a freaking present, Caitlin.
Let me send you a real present.
So then this morning when we were going to record, I woke up in a panic and I was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to solicit people's New Year's resolutions so that we can read them on the podcast. And I absolutely did not do that. So I went to the Discord and I was like, hey, we're recording in 2 hours. If anyone wants to send their New Year's resolution, we might read it on the podcast. But, and I was like, why did I beef this so hard? And then, you know who freaking comes through? It's Caitlin. Someone tags me and it's Caitlin already did this in question of the week because that's one of the Discord channels.
Yeah.
Caitlin, the queen of Secret Satan, posted question of the week. Happy New Year. What's an indulgent, fun, and easy resolution for 2025? And so people had already answered, and so they're already in here. So let's go through them. And then
Okay.
we can see who beefed it and who nailed it. Oh my God.
Well,
this
starting
one's-
off strong, Caitlin
Yeah.
is to eat more figs. Hell yeah, brother. Figs are so good. I feel like I haven't had a fig in 8 years.
Yeah.
And those things freaking whip. Way to go, Caitlin. I agree.
Caitlin says a jar of fig jam a month. I love that. Oh,
hell
you know
yeah.
what's so good is like a grilled cheese with like fig jam and
Yes.
like a Gruyere.
Mhm.
Ah! I'm going to go have that right now. I will say, can I say one thing about a fig? My
Yeah.
one issue with a fig is textural. I don't like how the seeds
Yeah.
crunch because
I do think
it tricks my head into thinking that there's sand in it.
sand in your mouth. Yeah. It really does need to be kind of in jam form for it to
Yeah.
be,
Yeah.
like optimally delicious.
I will say, in fig's defense, that thing where people are like, did you know that a wasp's body dissolved inside of every fig? Do you know that?
Is that true?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the way that figs are pollinated is like a wasp crawls in there and dies.
Oh, well.
But
Thank
then
you.
people are like, oh, I'm never eating a fig again. Who cares?
Dude,
Are you
there's
kidding?
a bug. There's a bug in everything.
There's a bug
A
in
bee's
everything.
ass touched every single fruit that you eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
So-
worry about it. And
If you
also,
start worrying about that, you'll never stop worrying about the little mites and the little this and the that's. Just don't think about it.
there's like a billion little worms on your body right now.
Next topic.
That wasp is cleaner than you. Okay, so then someone says, let's see. My resolution is to go through my cookbooks and
Ooh.
use them more. God, that's actually one of my resolutions that I was going to
That
say
is a good one.
later on in this segment. Every month I want to use a different one. This is literally this morning I was thinking this exact thing. I was like, I should pick one of my cookbooks every month. Oh my God. I'm not going to say people's screen names because that feels invasive. So I'm just going to keep
Yeah.
all these anonymous. But every month I want to use a different one and make a tasty thing. And also I'd like to resolve to eat more delicious fruits.
My
maybe
God, I
pick-
need to do that.
I know. This person is going to provide their dogs with more enrichment this year and make
Ugh.
amazing. Also one of mine.
That's a really good one. And I feel like I definitely need to do that for Kevin. Kevin met my upstairs neighbor's dog for the first time. And this dog is sort of like a boxer mix. He's very large. And I was kind of worried about it because Kevin is so small.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so cute. He was so social. He was bounding around the other dog. The other dog was like, what is this thingy? But it was very sweet. They got along. And I was like, I'm denying my son opportunities for socialization because I don't want to socialize with other
Right.
human beings at the dog park. But Kevin loves it. So that is on my list as well.
That's
is
cute because Marge won't go to the
Kevin's
dog
social.
park, right? But
Marge
Kevin-
is a serial killer.
Yeah.
So no, she will. I mean, she's not. She's not violent. She just gets so stressed out. She like disassociates. She's
Yeah.
like, no. I like this. There's a couple that are about sewing. I'm going to organize my fabric and make things after nearly 2 years of it being packed away and more crafting. I got a quilt scrap kit that I asked for Christmas. I love that. I actually
Yeah.
sold my sewing machine because I don't have room for it in my house, but I love to sew. And
Yeah.
I've been thinking about taking like a little sewing class so I can like go somewhere and use somebody else's machine.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. And even if you make something, here's the thing about sewing. It's hard to be precise. And so whatever you make ends up looking like shit, but it always takes you 1,000 years to make it. So
Right.
that little piece of shit that you made is the most beautiful piece of shit on
Yeah.
the earth. You know what
Well,
I mean?
Also, there are people who who sew garments and they look beautiful.
Yeah.
So that tells me that it is possible with
That's what they say.
persistence and practice. You just have to get better at ironing, better at like sewing in a
You
straight
gotta
line.
get one of those little turners that turns your stuff right side back in with the point, so it's a
Mhm.
clean edge.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I was not doing that in my sewing days.
Right, exactly. Because it's so weird. I've been having this exact same thought where I was like, I think I want to start sewing again. Because I used to love to sew.
Yeah.
But I had that exact thing where I was like, I don't know, none of this stuff like turns out cool. And
I know.
so never mind. But like, I have made a quilt.
Oh, you
and
have?
It's very cute. And I would love to make another quilt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been thinking the same thing. I also have a giant yarn stash. This person says, I resolve to actually knit with my precious yarns and make things that I can enjoy and give to others. And that's one of mine as well. I feel
Yeah.
like we're all living the
Did
same
knitting
life.
celebrity Jessie May teach you how to knit, or
She
did you already
did.
know?
She did teach me
Oh.
how to knit. No, I did not know. I knew how to crochet. I taught myself to crochet, but Jesse taught me to knit. Actually, a resolution I have is that in 2025, I would like to knit a actual pattern, like a
Yeah.
sweater, something.
Cute.
I've knit.
That feels
I've knit
achievable.
a scarf, and I've knit half of a sock, but I need Jesse to come back and help me with. I'm too scared. I'm scared to work on the sock when Jesse's not here because sometimes I fuck things up and I don't even know what I did, and I need Jesse to fix it. Otherwise, I have to unravel the whole thing.
No.
Because I don't understand how knitting works enough to like fix it. So anyway, eventually I will finish this pair of socks. But yeah, I feel also very drawn to like crafting, doing things with my hands. I think part of my depression this year is that I did a lot of, no offense, watching TV.
Oh,
Parentheses complimentary. But like I know that I feel better and more alive when I am like stimulating my brain in other ways.
Yeah,
such as
that's
making things.
right.
Yeah.
The question is, can I do it? We'll see.
The nice thing about knitting or crocheting is that you can do it while you watch TV.
Yeah. Although I think the last one, there's a bunch of people who are saying they want to get a library card. I think that's one of the cutest ones. You should get a library card.
Yeah.
It's good for the community. And also you can download ebooks and stuff with your library card. There's really no reason not to have one. So shout out to you all for knitting, sewing, going to the library. It's all very cute. Cooking.
It's so cute. We don't have more to read because all of the Text Me Backolytes in the Discord have like essentially the same resolutions, which are the same ones that we have, which are like,
I know,
do some crafting.
Do you have ones that were not mentioned by the because I do have one that was not mentioned.
Oh, I do. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's yours?
Mine is that I resolve to do my best. I'm keeping my one from last year. I'm going to continue to try to not bestow feelings upon inanimate objects. But in 2025, Meagan, I want to give it my all to being a frickin' BBW, an even better businesswoman.
Oh, and what? Hang on.
Bubba business. Bubba business.
And was it the song that got you thinking about being a better businesswoman?
It was a combination, Meagan, I think, of the song, which was very inspiring, and also looking at my bank account, my bank account.
My big, bad bank account.
And I just thought to myself, okay, Lindy, I really want to be more prolific in my butt news, which I love to write. And it kind of gets like, I put a lot of time into each one. And so then I take a long break in between each one, but I want it to come out more often. It's my favorite thing to do.
They're all so funny. Yeah.
Thanks, Meagan. Especially yours. But so like, I want to be like a little bit more on a regular schedule with butt news. I want to work really hard to like build this podcast to actually think about marketing and, how do we grow the Patreon and how do we whatever. Like I want to be a little bit more intentional because I feel like my first year out here in the woods, I've been kind of like finding and I was writing my book the whole time. So like the book overshadowed everything and I didn't really have the time or the energy to put into like really pushing it on all of my other projects. And so, I just, in 2025, I want to dedicate myself to my work in a way that feels satisfying and like a grown up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I tend to treat, because I have a bunch of jobs that are all like a little bit silly. Like my jobs are all sort of like hobby adjacent, which is great. Like I'm so lucky that I get to have this be my life, but it's easy to just be like, I'm not even a real person. You know what I mean? And I need to like be a real person.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this a little bit at the end of the year, not to make this about politics, but I think we both agree like one of the best things you can do as we enter this period of despair is to, like you said this, it's you don't have to start a nonprofit. You are not solely responsible for organizing a protest. You can just stick with what you're good at, and that's just as valuable to the fabric of society as anything else. And what you're good at is making us all laugh and feel good and having a nice time. That is actually very important as we enter a period of like authoritarianism, when they're attacking writers and artists and stuff. Like, that's really important.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Megs.
it's good to have a resolution that's just like, I want to focus on what I'm good at. I want to be an extra good, even better big
BBW
business woman.
Oh, and I want to get
that's called the resistance. Ever heard of it?
Yeah. And I want to get my passport back.
I want that for you too.
I have an attorney. He's working on it.
That's a good one. Do you want to know what mine is?
Please.
I'm calling it pickles. Allow me to explain. Allow me to explain. I was not an adventurous eater growing up at all. And to this day, like, cannot eat spicy food at all. One jalapeno and it's over for me. You know that joke about how, like, if a founding father just even sniffed a Taki, he would die? That's me, actually. That's how you know.
You're John Adams.
I'm John Adams. That's how you know half my family is white, because I really wasn't eating any spicy food. But I've improved so much over my adult life. I've learned many things about what I like and don't like to eat. But there are a few challenges for me as an adult picky eater. And one enduring challenge for me has been pickles. I don't like them at all. I think they're nasty. I think they're little stinker butts, and I don't like it when they appear on my sandwich or on my cheeseburger.
Interesting.
Yes, I don't care for it. It's just odd because I love an olive, and spiritually those two things are so similar. You know what I mean? So over the holidays, I was at the mall, and the mall had a Popeyes, which is God's gift to humanity.
Yeah.
And I thank him, capital HIM, for giving us the Popeyes.
After January 20th.
After January 20th, we are praising him for Popeyes. So I went to the Popeyes at the mall, and I got their chicken sandwich. They're famous. I think it's just called the sandwich. That's how famous it is. And it's so fucking good. Oh my God. I don't know what they do to that batter, but it's crispy. It's light. It's not too heavy. The sandwich is fucking perfect. It's so good. And it's just like a fried chicken thing on a bun with like mayo and pickles. I always take the pickles off. So I get my little sandwich and I took all the pickles off, or so I thought.
Yeah.
So I thought. I'm walking through the mall, eating my little chicken sandwich. I get to like the second to last bite, and I take a big old fucking bite of chicken sandwich and pickle. And you want to know what happened?
I don't even need you to tell me.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was the greatest bite.
It tasted so good.
Yep.
And I was like, pickle? What? Question mark? It's been 42 years of me malign. I mean, I've had them before. I've developed the opinion from somewhere.
Sure.
I have eaten them and thought that's gross.
Right.
But this pickle was really something.
Yeah.
I got the sandwich again a couple weeks later, left all the pickles on, ate all the pickles on the sandwich.
Oh my God, this is huge.
I know. It was literally huge. It was like one of the hugest things of my life to discover this about pickles. And so now I'm just leaving pickles on stuff and eating pickles.
So, you know.
And so now I'm like, maybe that's true for the other foods I avoid. So I'm calling it pickles, but really, here are some other foods. Because, God. I went through this with rye chips, because we used to have a feud about rye chips, because I thought they were nasty. And then I ate one day and I was like, oh, shit. I was like, I literally owe Lindy an apology.
Yeah. I know.
Them shits are good.
I mean, I remember you said you didn't think that rye chips were the best part of the Gardettos, and I was like, sorry, then what's the best part of the fucking Gardettos?
The bagel chip.
Fine. It's not as good as anyway, we don't need to go back into it, but
we don't need to get into that.
You were it was as though you said
I ran over your mom with my car.
Yeah, or like I'm marrying an iguana. Like I was like, what are you talking about?
So here's what I'm going to revisit in 2025.
Okay, I'm so excited.
Okay, number one on my list of food criminals, peas. I don't like what they get up to. I don't like how they act. I don't like that they're a vegetable who acts like a little sweet treat. I think that's illegal. I don't think that they should be.
They're like because they're called sweet peas.
Well, some of them have that nasty sweet taste, and they're mealy. But they're sweet. And I was like, you're a vegetable. Be who you are.
No one's eating them for dessert.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Don't put them in stuff if that's how they're gonna act.
But no one
You know
puts
what I
them
mean?
in dessert. What are you talking about?
I know. What I'm saying is don't put them in other stuff because they are liars. They are acting like they're sweet, but they're actually nasty little veggies. I told this to my brother and he goes, doesn't that just make them a good friend? They're trying to help you out. And I said, shut up, Matthew. No one asked. Anyway, so I don't care for peas. So I'm thinking about peas for 2025 because like everything has changed now because of this pickle situation.
So what's your vehicle for peas that you're going to try?
I don't know yet.
I can tell you.
I'm scared.
Can I tell you where I love a pea?
Yeah.
In a fried rice.
Yeah, they're always putting them in the fried rice, which ruins fried rice.
Oh no,
for me.
I love them in a fried rice or a tuna casserole. Man, that's peak pea for me.
Okay, I'm thinking. Pagliacci has that sensational pesto salad, and my whole life I've been picking peas out of that thing.
That's a great one
because they're so good. So I'm thinking I might start there.
Yeah, I love that.
Expand out from there. Maybe if that works, we could get into
and
fried rices.
I would do a little research like beforehand, and I would look up like how do you make sure that your peas don't get mealy? Because they can get mealy. I feel like
on the one hand, I feel like I can't do frozen because frozen vegetables are always worse, but you can't just buy a fresh pea. Can you?
Frozen peas are great.
Oh, are they?
Oh, yeah. Frozen peas are elite.
I just feel like that's the only way you can get them, so I have to get into it.
It's fine. You can get them in a can.
The other one I have a problem with. Oh, a can.
But frozen is better.
We'll do frozen. The other thing I have a problem with, corn off the cob. Now, if she stays on the cob, we can cook. Off the cob, I don't know I don't like that. That's nasty.
You mean like corn from a can? Or
no.
If someone shaves it off of a cob, you're mad?
I don't want to eat it if it's just kerneling out into the world off the cob.
What?
I don't like that. If you're like, oh, I'm enjoying my little burrito and you take a bite and there's a fucking corn in there. Oh no, disaster.
Oh my God, that's so strange.
I don't like it. People really like those little street corn cups that you can get. Yeah. All of the pieces are what I'm talking about.
They're amazing.
But it's off the cup.
Yeah,
someone born in a cup.
It wasn't born in a cup.
It's corn in a cup. If it were on the cob, I could eat it.
Imagine that the cup is your mouth and your teeth are the knife that took the kernels off.
But that's not what happened.
That's so interesting and very strange. Because to me, again, much like, honestly, corn, peas, and a pickle all occupy a similar place. Although pickle has its own special function, which is to counteract richness, which is what makes it so amazing. But like,
it's your little acid shot.
But it is like all three of those to me are like a little enhancement. Where like if I find out that there's corn in my burrito, oh yeah,
that's doing it for you.
Yeah. That is such a huge enhancement for me. Or like corn. Oh my God, there's nothing better than corn shaved off the cob. If you were like, I don't like canned corn or frozen corn.
Well, I really don't like canned vegetables at all. They all taste like a can, I
mean, we can. That's a topic for another day. But yeah, that's so. What are you going to do about that? That's like psychological problems.
I think it is a psychological problem. I think I need to go to the psychiatrist and be like, "What's this about the corn?" But what I'm going to do is just eat it and just see what happens. That's what happened with the pickle,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's go.
But you like the taste of corn on the cob.
Yes, it whips. But what's it doing?
What if you lost all your teeth because Adam didn't get you an electric toothbrush? 5 years down the line, you can no longer bite into the corn on the cob.
Well, then it has to be creamed.
Do you like creamed corn? Because creamed corn.
I've never had it.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It looks crazy.
If you don't like things that are a vegetable masquerading as dessert, masquerading as a vegetable. Because creamed corn is like, so sweet and yummy. Oh, creamed corn is so good.
In Twin Peaks, I guess David Lynch has some sort of trauma surrounding creamed corn. He calls it garmonbozia.
He's wrong.
And in Twin Peaks, there's just that kid holding garmonbozia in his hand. And then the child disappears and the corn disappears. Anyway, that's like my main reference to corn, creamed corn. That's all I know about it. is that it represents hell and
I'm-
trauma or something.
I want to be really strategic about this so that this doesn't turn into a fight when you inevitably think creamed corn is disgusting, but creamed corn is so good.
I believe you.
If you don't have to like it, it's fine. I
like cornbread, but if you get cornbread, because cornbread can be a little bit sweet too, and I think that's good. The cornbread with a little bit of honey. But people sometimes make cornbread with whole kernels in it, and like, why would you do that?
I don't like that because the texture changes. They get like chewy. It fucks it
right.
up. But
nobody needs that.
But if
You know
they
what I mean?
were perfect, juicy kernels fresh off the cob, I would like it. Sorry.
Well, that's
If you like creamed corn, can you let us know by emailing
send us a recipe,
us?
perhaps. Maybe you find it in one of your cookbooks.
Oh, the recipe is open the can, plop it in a bowl, throw it in the microwave, add a pat of butter and a bunch of salt. Oh boy, now you're cooking with corn.
With cream.
Now you're corning with cream. And so yeah, if you like creamed corn, send us an email and validate me. It's deartextmeback@gmail.com.
You can also call or text to 703-829-0003. Is that the number?
Pod
Tax.
Oof.
The
The
O's are zeros.
And by the way,
Yes.
we used to do a lot of content from the best friend party phone, and we've kind of fallen off.
Yeah,
And I want to get back on it because that was some of our best content.
it was. You guys need to leave us some funny voicemails and then we'll play them. Or
Yep.
if you have a mystery. We haven't gotten a mystery in a while. So
Yeah, we do need some new mysteries. And I think that's our show.
yeah, we're gonna take a break.
We're going to take a break and then we'll do our traditional
then-
closeout.
Then we're gonna close her out. This episode, I know you were like, "Oh, text me back, come back. I missed my podcast." Oh yeah,
No.
well this episode's 2 fucking hours long. I hope
They
you like
love
that.
it. They love it. They love it.
Okay, we'll
They
see you all in 2 seconds. Okay, bye. Well, Lindy.
Meagan, we should make this a daily podcast.
Oh, wow. Oh, no, my internet is breaking and you're disappearing and my phone broke and I lost your number. And I died.
Oh no.
No, I'm dead. Oh, no.
Shit.
Well, see you at the crossroads, fuckers. Well, we done it again? Question mark? I don't know.
I think we've done it again. We
I
were
think we've
just
done it.
during the break. We were talking about how this episode is too long, and you know what I said? No, it's not. Give the people what they crave.
Nobody is
Creamed corn.
Garmonbosia.
What is Garmonbosia?
He just made that word up. But I guess, sorry, then I was lurking on the Twin Peaks subreddit. Or maybe my friend Brian sent this to me. I can't remember. Brian, text me, let me know if you were the one who sent this to me. But somebody posted it on the Twin Peaks thing, and they were like, I thought that's what it was called. So I've just been calling it Garmonbosia, like in public, like in mixed company. And everyone's like, what is that?
That's
He's
funny.
like, I didn't realize David Lynch just made that word up.
It feels really cursed. I feel a dark presence in the room since I said it
Well,
out loud.
Yeah, because that's what it represents.
Well, I don't like it.
Because the kid who holds it in his hand is, I think, from the Black Lodge. Brian, text me and let me know if that's right. I can't
If you're
remember.
David
even though I did.
Lynch,
If you're David Lynch or if you're my friend Brian, will you text me and let me know? I did do my whole rewatch of Twin Peaks and The Return last year, but I immediately forgot everything because Janine, my assigned brainworm, is gobbling up all my neural pathways. So, sorry.
well,
to
it's
everyone.
going to get better when you start drinking straight beef tallow as mandated by the government.
As once I get polio and can't take any of my medicine anymore, it'll be great. All I really need to do is drink beef tallow and go for more walks. All my problems will be solved. Well, do we have anything to announce? I don't think so.
No, just you know,
Normally we'd be like, come to our live show, but we don't have one. If you own a venue,
bring
give us a
us.
call. I want to come.
Especially
There.
if you are in St. Louis, because we would like to come pet the horses.
If you're Anheuser or Busch, could you give us a call, please? Well, Text Me Backolytes, thanks for listening. Next week's episode is going to be 3 hours long. If you can find me. Highlight that.
I know
All
where
right.
you are. You're going to be at the Capitol. Sorry.
Nope. Army, if you're listening.
Nope.
I was not doing that.
No.
No. All right, I got some slop. I got to go and oh,
Yeah.
disgusting.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. In conclusion, make that baby noise again. Ah.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Mwah!
Thank you so much for listening to Text Me Back. If you like the show, please tell your best friend about us. Be sure to rate and review us. It helps people find the show. And most importantly, please support our Patreon so we can keep making this. It's patreon.com/textmebackpod. Text Me Back is a production of Meagan and Lindy, proud members of the BFF Network. Our senior producer is Meagan Hatcher-Mays. Our other senior producer is me. Our show is supported by COPILOT Collective and produced by Alli Slice. Our digital strategist is Chance Nichols.
Diana Bowen is our video and creative wizard. Our production team includes Lindy West, Meagan Hatcher-Mays, our loves, our anxieties, and our fears.
Our music is by Chief Ahamefule J. Oluo.
Special thanks to our perfect angels, Jeannie Yandel, Brandy Fullwood, and Isolde Raftery.
I'm Lindy West.
And I'm Meagan Hatcher-Mays. See you next week. Mwah!